Texas A&M with a similar type of victory as the Alabama Crimson Tide were able to do, except for they ran out of a pitcher at one point, and they had to go to, I think it was like a sophomore pitcher who did not that good in his first season. He was able to get it done. And, of course, we will be talking with Adam Dubbin. Are we able to get to the phone lines real quick? Who do we got, Bandy? I know we really don't have time, but, maybe we could spare a minute.
All right, we got Jeremy on the phone line.
Ooh. Jeremy, can you keep it quick with us?
Yes, I can keep it quick.
All right, sorry. What's up, man?
Tennessee and the SEC championship down in Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a wild beat-up each other type of season for the SEC, but it's going to be I think that's going to be it. And I got a question about NASCAR.
Okay.
So how many years have they raced at Bristol?
A long time, since like 70s.
And then all of a sudden we're having new problems. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like
it's the NASCAR world.
It blows my mind because I sat there yesterday watching them go into this long discussion and talking about tires and doing the things they do. And I'm like, y'all been racing how long on this track? That's like y'all going to Talladega and going, oh my God, man, this track's too fast.
It's like, oh, this track's kind of dangerous. Yeah, I know. That's what the NASCAR's trying to do, these things where they try and make the league a little bit more fair, a little bit better for, the fans, for the drivers. They put this resin down on the inside of the corners, and it's not the same as what they usually use, which is PJ1, which I don't know what it is, but I believe it's similar to the resin that they used the other night. And this resin just totally, what we're thinking, this is all speculation, the resin just totally ate up those tires. Like, it was ripping them up. And it was because the resin actually works better with wet conditions, which we did not get last night. But it was overcast. The weather around the track was probably around 60 to 50 degrees. So that didn't help it out at all either, because all that rubber, it was burning, and then it was just kind of flying to the side of the track, just turning into straight-up marbles that these drivers were picking up on their tires and then just skidding all over the place.
Well, and it felt like they mixed paint thinner with the stuff they put down on the track, and that was how it was eating it all up. I mean, it was something. I've watched it. I've watched NASCAR for a long time, and actually, this is the first race I've watched, as much of a race that I watched. Usually it's towards the end of it, but this time I actually watched this race because I like Bristol.
Yes,
I think Bristol's a fun track to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But this race was weird. It was just a weird race. Like from start to finish, it was just like completely bizarro world NASCAR.
I totally agree with you there.
Hey, let's go Longwood. Let's go all the way. Final four.
All
right, guys.
Good stuff, man.
Have a good one, brother.
See ya.
Appreciate him calling in. We got to hop into a break, but no, he is right. The paint thinner, they did paint the walls around the track as well to have that traditional red and white pattern that Bristol has, but that also probably played a little bit of a role. It was a great race. I love it. Either way, we got to hop into a break. We'll be back when and we'll be talking with Adam Dubbin from GatorsWire.com. So don't go anywhere because you're listening to the Morning Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the award-winning movie Poor Things, starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, and Willem Dafoe. Check out the new documentary, Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told, about the iconic Atlanta street party. And don't miss FX's Shogun, a reimagining of the epic tale, starring Anna Sawai. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
No payments for 90 days on 23 and 24 models. Financing as low as 0% and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 47 years in a row. Hi folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm here to tell you it's Truck Month. The best deals on F-150, Explorer, Bronco, Edge, Bronco Sport, and Escape. During Truck Month, get financing as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months on 2023 F-150 Crew Cabs, and lease payments as low as $375 a month. That's a 36-month lease with $62.82 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. Offer ends 4/2/24. Call 539-9441 for complete details. At Woody Anderson Ford, we have over 40 Bronco Sports and nearly 50 Explorers and about a dozen full-size Broncos, all with great sales incentives and no payment for 90 days. Truck Month only happens once a year. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Situated downtown on Clinton Avenue, you'll find the Church Street family's take on delicious seafood and more. Sea Salt. At Sea Salt, the food speaks for itself. Fresh oysters, shrimp and lobster, and non-seafood fare. Plus a large selection of wines, regional and local beers on tap, and a full bar. Catch the downtown vibe with Sea Salt's unique outdoor city street and patio seating with a view of Jesse Andrews' mural, bringing an underwater world to life. No reservations necessary. Sea Salt, 114 Clinton Avenue.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For your Monday, expect partly sunshine throughout the afternoon. High temperatures going to be a lot colder. It looks like we'll top out in the upper 40s. We could also see gusty winds as high as 25 miles per hour. Heading into your Monday night, temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Wind chill values, though, will be between the teens and the low 20s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hello and welcome back in to the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery. I was about to let that sounder just kind of roll on, just, until, I felt comfortable about getting back onto the show. But I'm always comfortable to get back onto the show with you guys. And we appreciate you listening, and we also appreciate this show's sponsor, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up. Now, we talked about the madness, and then we stopped talking about the madness, and now it's time to get back into the madness, because honestly, that's the only thing I think me, Bandy, and a lot of people that are doing sports talk want to talk about, because it's just that big of a deal. But to help us kind of talk about the madness and what happened prior to the madness, well, the madness that happened in the SEC tournament, which I've said madness too many times, so it's time to, but it is a Madness Monday, is one Mr. Adam Dubbin from Gators Wire. Adam, how you doing today, man?
Hey, good morning. I got my baggy trousers on here for all this madness.
Nice.
Hey, yes, sir.
You got to be able to relax with it a little bit, because, again, this is a very fun time for us sports guys, but it is also a very stressful time, so we got to be right in the middle. I'll make sure whenever the madness actually gets started tomorrow, I'm going to wear my baggy pants into the studio as well. But first things first, man, let's talk about this SEC tournament run for the Florida Gators. I mean, not a bad showing at all, able to beat Georgia and then go up against an Alabama team and then continue to move on against the Texas A&M team that has been to the championship the last 2 years. Kind of just talk about the power that it takes for this Florida team to be able to push through and inevitably get to that championship game.
Well, what we saw was, a lot of it was related to what we talked about last time I was on the show, and that was Florida's ability to score and just put points on the board. Their defense did step up a bit, and that helped, but it was really just about out throttling the opponent.
Yeah. And
but when it came to Auburn, one of the other points I had made before was good defenses can stop this Florida team. And, Auburn is currently fourth in KenPom and adjusted defensive efficiency.
Yeah.
So, we saw exactly the type of result we would expect from a team that is so strong at preventing Florida from shooting the ball from where they wanted to shoot it from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, I mean, you start off the game and you get a terrible-looking injury that we saw. I believe it was Hanglogton. He received it, and it just, as soon as it happened, I mean, it never looks right. I mean, that's just something that you see in basketball every once in a while. And for this Florida team, it just kind of set the tone moving forward. Do you think that was the case? And on top of that, I mean, just talk about the loss that Florida will have to deal with moving into the NCAA tournament.
Right. Well, obviously losing your starting center, 7-footer, the first 7-footer Florida's had since Dwayne Shintis in the late 80s. This is a significant member of the roster, and especially such a grisly injury. They noted that there was blood on the floor and such, and they had to send him to Vanderbilt Hospital. So this is a big deal. Florida still showed a lot of resolve. They were able to narrow the margin to 1 point. A little bit later, but Auburn just had a little bit more than they had. The long-term success of Florida, having Hanglogton, there, he's a rim protector. He's an offensive rebounder. He can put a few points up there when necessary, but it's usually from those offensive rebound tips and second, third chance, points, etc. So, but the good news is that, Florida has enough depth in front court to sort of absorb that loss.
Yeah.
But still, it's going to be felt. And I feel like, the Selection Sunday Committee took it into account when they gave Florida a 7 seed, which, was a little lower than I expected. But, a lot of people are griping about their seeding. So when people are complaining, that usually means it's a lot more fair than we give it credit for.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Adam Dubbin from Gators Wire on with us, talking about this Florida Gators basketball team. Now, first things first, man, before we get into the path that Florida's going to need to take to get to that Final Four or Sweet 16 or wherever they want to really end up, kind of just talk about, the big dance in general and what it really means to you as a fan, what it means to you as a Florida fan, and what it should mean to a lot of people who are tuning into this.
Well, for Florida fans, this is the first time they've been to the big dance in 3 years, and the first time under, Todd Golden. With the floundering of the football team, and baseball's not really doing so great either at the moment. Yeah. The Gator Nation really needs, their basketball team to step up, and it's been great as a fan and as a journalist covering the team to just to see them step up, just show improvement, incremental improvement as the season's gone on. Watching this team gel together as they get more and more minutes on the court together. It's all been, a very pleasant experience. Of course, we had a rude awakening at the end of the regular season with the Vanderbilt loss. And, a second rude awakening with the Auburn loss. But, I don't think any of us are expecting this to be a national championship team. But we are, we're riding this horse as far as it'll take us.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm hoping it'll still get us to the Sweet 16, like I said the last time we spoke.
Yeah, but one Mr. Drew DeArmond brought up on our show earlier. I mean, this is a team that's still supported by great guard play. And if I'm just kind of being honest, Florida's just a lot bigger than a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
Just size-wise and physicality-wise. But, I mean, in their first upcoming matchup in the round of 64 we're waiting on Boise State and Colorado. But, I mean, how important are those aspects going to be in that first round of 64 matchup?
Well, Florida is definitely a physical team. And, playing in the SEC, that's a physical league, isn't it? Every game I've watched, the refs let, a lot of stuff slide, and you see a lot of, heads getting banged and people falling on the court, and that's just the way basketball is in 2024 in the Southeastern Conference. And I think that trial by fire is going to, serve Florida well. Sort of like when you see those ninjas training by sticking their hands into hot coals.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing that's happening here for Florida. And we've watched that in the progression that I noted, that they are getting tougher and they are gelling together. And, it's something that I think will set us apart from some of the, other teams from the other leagues.
Yeah, understand about that. And kind of looking at a few of the other games that would come after this Boise State, Colorado, whichever team they have to go up against. I mean, just looking at the path they'd have to get through, of course, that number 2 Marquette team, they'd have to face off in Indianapolis. And then after that, if everything goes the way that me and Bandy hope it does, we would get a Kentucky versus Florida kind of rematch. Kind of just talk about, what you want to see happen and how far you really do see this Florida team realistically going.
Well, let's not get too far past.
I know.
Right, and, or even Colorado and Boise State. Both of those teams, according to KenPom, have some pretty decent defensive efficiencies.
Yeah.
So they're not going. Neither one is going to be a cakewalk for Florida. Although I do think, again, Florida's physicality, just the mentality that they've built over the last 2 months, of, turning the season around. They do have momentum behind them despite the SEC title loss. There's a lot going for this team. I think that they can break through. Then we get to Marquette. And so Marquette and KenPom, they're 21st in offensive efficiency and 19th in defensive efficiency. So we're talking a top 20 team, in both stats. But the good news is that they're the lowest ranked number 2 seed. Yeah. So if there's any way for the Gators to get off easy, this would be that way. Okay. So, I think that Florida can get through Marquette. And get to that rematch with Kentucky. Kentucky is a lot like Alabama in that they're a high-flying offense, but their defense has really fallen off this season. So Florida may have a chance if they can get there. So that's the beauty of March Madness is there's so many ifs and whats and thens. Yeah. And right now we're at the virgin stage of the bracket, and it's fun to sort of look ahead and see what might happen. Oh, yeah. And step by step, we'll see it all come to fruition. Oh, for sure. I do think that Florida has a good chance of getting to that Sweet 16 and maybe beating Kentucky, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's a long tournament in a short amount of time, so that's definitely something.
And hey, they still got to make it past a pretty hot Texas Tech team themselves. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I say that fast 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, though.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of competition in that South. And I will say, okay, for this Marquette team, I mean, I think they're going to have their challenge already set in that Western Kentucky matchup. We did get to see them in this CUSA conference or championship that we had just a few days ago at the VBC. And I mean, that is no slouch. A pretty good Western Kentucky team, and Marquette, of course, a little bit back and forth, I would say, at the end of their season. But, Adam, we appreciate you on the show, man, talking about this Florida team, getting into the madness with us. Kind of just let the people know where they can follow you on socials and online.
Yeah, you can follow me on socials at Adam Dubbin, ADAMDUBBIN. That's on the old Twitter and Blue Sky. And then Gators Wire is Gators Wire at usatoday.com.
Good stuff.
And that's where you can find all our good stuff.
Yeah, we'll be checking it out all throughout the tournament, brother. Just kind of enjoy your time, man. Let it really soak in as it always does every single year.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take the rest of the day off. It's a long weekend. 4 games in 4 days is the first time since 1942 for the University of Florida to do that on the hard court. So
there you go.
We're all so tired here in Gainesville.
Very impressive. Good stuff, man. Take that day off. Get ready for the madness.
Y'all have a good one.
You as well. Adam Dubbin from Gators Wire. Go and check his workout, of course, on X as well as at, GatorsWire.com. But we got to hop into a break. Bandy, when we get back, we can just kind of have a little bit of fun looking at this bracket. I mean, we have yet to really just go down and just name off the games we're looking forward to. So that's what's coming up next here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
No payments for 90 days on 23 and 24 models. Financing as low as 0% and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 47 years in a row. Hi folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm here to tell you it's Truck Month. The best deals on F-150, Explorer, Bronco, Edge, Bronco Sport, and Escape. During Truck Month, get financing as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months on 2023 F-150 Crew Cabs, and lease payments as low as $375 a month. That's a 36-month lease with $62.82 due at signing, zero security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. Offer ends 4/2/24. Call 539-9441 for complete details. At Woody Anderson Ford, we have over 40 Bronco Sports and nearly 50 Explorers and about a dozen full-size Broncos, all with great sales incentives and no payment for 90 days. Truck Month only happens once a year. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing. We have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For your Monday, expect partly sunshine throughout the afternoon. High temperatures going to be a lot colder. It looks like we'll top out in the upper 40s. We could also see gusty winds as high as 25 miles per hour. Heading into your Monday night, temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Wind chill values, though, will be between the teens and the low 20s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Our steady diet consists of food and football, and occasionally some baseball and hoops.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hello and welcome back in to the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery.
Hey.
And this has truly been a madness Monday here in No Man's Land. We talked with one Mr. Drudy Armand from Talkin' Ball, presented by Mercury Motors and Alumni Hall. And then we talked with one Mr. Adam Dubbin from Gators Wired to really figure out the Gators' perspective. And we're going to continue on this trend of going down the line of these SEC teams that did make it into the madness, because, of course, there's 8 of them.
Yes.
And at the beginning of the season, we were all over this league and thinking, they don't look as strong as they did last season. There's teams that are losing these games they probably shouldn't. There was no one team that really stood out except for maybe you could say Tennessee and Kentucky at times. But even Kentucky had their downs, and then Tennessee goes on into the tournament and loses in their first game, similar to an Alabama team. So it was really all over the place, and then it ended up with 8 at the end of it all. Me and Bandy are going to look down the list. Bandy, what do you want to say?
Hey, I got one question for you.
What do you want to say?
You got discomfort in your legs.
I do.
Today is the last day. It is the final day. Today is the lucky golden ticket day at Veracruz Vein Center, located right in between Drake and Airport Road, right off the Parkway. Yep. You can call them at 256-715-7151. The first 20 people to schedule their free screening today get a lucky golden ticket to qualify them for a prize.
Very nice.
Go ahead, set up your appointment. If you got any concerns, no matter how small they are, about your veins, go ahead and call today, because today's the day.
Yeah, today is the day.
It's a golden ticket day.
And you do not want to miss out on that free screening, because, of course, just taking care of your health in general is a big deal. But on top of that, of course, those veins are something that really run in your body all throughout.
Indeed.
Natty Dan, we had you, man. But, we had to run a little late with some other guys. Come on the show tomorrow, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about for, at least 5 to 6 minutes. And you can also do the same. Any listeners calling into the show, 256-576-4977 is the number to get in all day long, because the Tom Abraham Show is coming out at 12. Can't call into the Chuck Oliver Show. That's not possible, but you can listen to him. He's got some good things he's going to throw out about some college football, and then, of course, Paul Feinbaum, and then the drive later on. Lots of fun stuff to look forward to, not just today, but this week. And me and Bandy will be back tomorrow in 22 hours to give you all the information you need to know in the span of an hour here on The Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
What if I told you that Bigfoot is real and that he's making the best donuts you've ever had? Come see for yourself at